Chapter 4 is access. Access comes through practice. We all want an intimate relationship with God. We also know that when we are in an unconscious state, living through memory or anticipation, we are flooding our minds with all the things we worry about and compulsively think about or obsess about that seem so important at the moment, but are actually useless and anxiety producing. Unfortunately, in that unconscious state, we completely block our access to God's spiritual being. What is essential to our spiritual well-being and access to the peace and power of the present moment is practicing presence in a contemplative way, which allows us to become aware of God's spiritual being through stillness with intention. That starts with our morning practice, which we do for 20 minutes. What it does for us is build our spiritual foundation. As we become still, all those things we thought were so important and that we worry about, all of a sudden aren't so urgent or anxiety producing. We have found something far more important, more powerful, more loving. God's peace, love, and sense of union in the present moment. That's what keeps us returning to presence. The access point is always our heart, not our head. A change of heart is what changes us from the inside, and that comes through meeting God in this moment. Intention leads us to stillness, and stillness allows us to do what we cannot do on our own. No matter where you are or what you are doing, if too many thoughts are flooding your mind, immediately consciously breathe with intention until you are back to the present moment. That is a powerful spiritual practice that renews us. The hourly reminder is very powerful. If we cannot take 3 conscious breaths for 30 seconds each hour to renew ourselves, it's not because we're too busy. It's because we're too unconscious. It reminds us to renew ourselves throughout the day. That is what inner conditions us spiritually. That is the most important thing we can do for our spiritual well-being. It allows us to be more confident, more stable, more secure. This is the power of God's spiritual energy, our clear before and after. Not only do we have access to God's peace, but we know how to get back to peace when we fall out of it. God never leaves the present moment. That is why access to the present moment is not just relief, but a cure. God allows constant access to his spiritual being always. Thank you.